all eyes on WoW's upcoming Classic Anniversary Naxxramas launch. And not only that, the movement into the re-release of TBC. One question that keeps popping up: will Classic Era see a massive player resurgence like it did before? And if you're wondering how TBC character copies and even banned GDKPs tie into that, buckle up, because we're going to be diving into this. Let's rewind a bit. Back when the Burning Crusade Classic was announced, players were given a choice. You could move your character to TBC or stay behind on Classic Era servers. But Blizzard added a twist. You could pay to clone your character and keep one copy on each.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Now, a lot of people don't remember this, but the original cost was $35 per character copy. That's $35 price tag. It caused major backlash. Players felt it was too steep, especially those with multiple characters. Blizzard heard the outrage and cut the price down to $15. You want to call that a win? I guess it is, but still. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of people still didn't copy their characters. They either didn't think Era would last, or just didn't care. Fast forward, Classic Era truly never died. In fact, after the hardcore scene exploded, and after Season of Mastery transfers, people regretted not saving tunes. Era had a real resurgence. Server population rose, communities formed again, and the FOMO was real. And if you didn't pay for the character copy, that's it. No way back. Now here's something a lot of people forget. If you only wanted to stay on Classic Era and not even go to TBC at all, it was completely free. Blizzard gave players the option to opt out of progression. And that might be coming back. When Blizzard re-releases TBC as part of the anniversary celebration, we might see the same model return. And this time, I know quite a few people that actually don't even want to go to TBC. They're only playing this version because it's popular. And they're hoping themselves that Classic Era gets popular again. Another huge factor for people potentially not even going to TBC is the recent stance on GDKPs. Blizzard has fully banned them from Season of Discovery, and recently they carried that ban over to Classic Anniversary servers on the launch, almost as like a test project. I'm actually interested. Do you think that GDKPs not being on Anniversary led to people not buying gold, or bots not being a problem? Because the last time that I checked, Mongooses on Fresh Night Slayer Anniversary were about 18 gold apiece, and I more commonly play on Firemaw Era at the moment, so I can't speak for Whitemane, the NA Classic Era server, but on Firemaw, Mongoose are 6 gold a pop, maybe 5.5 gold a pop, and that's with GDKP, as well as a server that is extremely deep into its inflation. Comparing Fresh, it's not even a full year technically old, but there's an extreme botting problem. It's almost as if the GDKPs were never the root of the issue. Although GDKPs may not have been a beneficial part for Classic, they weren't the underlying root of the cause. The underlying root of the cause is potentially the people that buy gold and that bot in the game. Crazy concept, I know. And just this week, Wowhead revisited the topic with speculation that Blizzard might allow GDKPs back for TBC or even Classic Plus. This change could completely reshape how people approach raiding and classing again. Now, you may have just been playing Anniversary and you've never played Classic Era before, and this is your first time of playing Classic, and you may be asking, well, what's a GDKP entirely? GDKPs basically stand for Gold Dragon Killing Points. It's a type of raid loot system where players bid gold for raid loot. Gold from the bids is split among all the participants at the end of the raid. It was very popular in WoW Classic, it was very popular in TBC, it was pretty popular in Wrath, and I'm pretty sure it's still going on currently. A lot of people argue that GDKPs bring a lot of gold buying into the scene, bring down the infrastructure of guilds because people will prefer to just buy gold to buy their loot. That way they don't have to log in every single week and play the game. They can just get their gear and log off, and it's not an inconvenience for anybody else. With that being said, we have seen a resurgence in the SRs and HR runs, which have been talked about amongst multiple people I believe Sam Medina's talked about it. I believe even Dwarf Lord has talked about it. And I mean, I even played with these guys. And that's the structure of how Anniversary was run, was it's either Loot Council or an SR HR by either the guild or the guild master. People do argue that if you're in pugs, you know, act that it's smooth and you get to the end is just the cherry on top, and you shouldn't be expecting items like DFT and or just high ticket rejuve gem, like high ticket items in classic, like early in a BWL, for example. You would expect the people that are putting it together to hard reserve the items, so that way it just doesn't go to people that haven't put in the effort week in and week out to discourage your player base. But unfortunately, that's the loot system that has replaced GDKP, and I'm unsure if that's the true social structure that makes Classic an MMO versus GDKP being more harmful. And of course, I'll give you an example that you've probably heard 3 to 4 times already. Think about all of the hard-resed rule DST runs. I understand that if GDKPs were out, it would be extremely expensive. There would just be a long list of excuses of why that it will encourage people to buy gold for some reason, but I have something to tell you. These people just buy gold for no reason other than that they can. I actually find the hard res runs more discouraging and harder to enjoy being in a guild, arguably, because I feel like I'm forced to sit into a guild now, versus having GDKP ults and being able to play a lot more, or being able to afford to play a lot more because consumables are covered by each raid. And a lot of people argue that GDKP, like, everything's inflated, but currently right now on Anniversary servers, Mongoose are about 20 gold a pop, whereas on Classic Era, they're roughly about 6 to 7 gold, and that's relatively high actually on Era. So here's the question. With the return of TBC on the horizon, and with the potential character copying and or cloning, with Classic Era having GDKP and potentially TBC not having GDKP, will Classic Era get busy again like it did once when Hardcore and Season of Mastery finished their cycles? Will players finally stick around this time, or will they miss out all over again? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you someone that prefers GDKP? Are you someone that prefers the SR HR loot system? Are you someone that prefers being in a loot council guild, and because there isn't GDKPs, you finally found a guild to actually meet new people? Or are you just excited to play TBC no matter what we get, and you're just glad that TBC is finally back? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with a friend. And until next time, take care.